Okay, it's a quick video for myself, Harvey Goldman. No cuts, no edits, no filters, and no hair. So for today's video, I want to talk about the rising debt crisis among our older generations and also what this says about the future of the UK. So did you know that the over 55s are now borrowing more than at any other point in UK history? And this is just to keep up with bills in many cases. So Step Change has actually put out a warning that 1 in 5 over 55s are battling significant financial stress due to growing unsecured debt. They've actually partaken, many of them, in equity release borrowing, and this is where a rising number of pensioners are actually borrowing against their homes, putting their financial future at risk, also their health with it, just to pay their bloody bills. So the reasons for the debt, not just bills, obviously, you have got rising energy costs, of course, but food prices, healthcare as well, because the NHS is literally on its arse. Many people over 55 are actually finding that they can't get treatment very fast. They need to just pay privately. And also mortgage payments for those that have got remaining mortgages. And that's obviously a massive spiral. If you've got a mortgage on a home, and then you're borrowing more against it to, make payments, that's just ridiculous. This causes generational financial pressure. The bank of mum and dad is under pressure. Many older people are borrowing to help children with deposits or to help them out of their own personal financial crisis. Pensions aren't matching the cost of living. So the UK state pension is 221-ish pounds a week. And it's just not enough. You can't do anything with that. And it's a ripple effect. There is rising financial vulnerability across many generations. And this undermines the financial stability for future generations. Of course, it's like butterfly effect in action with income. It all adds pressure to things like healthcare, to things like social services, and the UK's own financial institutions. So possible policy fixes, I guess, would be better financial education. You need to educate people from an early age. They need policy intervention, which can ease borrowing terms. Don't let companies charge such ridiculous interest rates. Yes, they need to make a profit, but do they need to destroy people? Probably not. There should be incentives for securing financial stability in retirement. We basically need to break this silence. This is a growing financial crisis. Without policy intervention, without education, financial vulnerability is going to undermine future stability for everybody. It's going to be endemic. I've taught my kids the value of debt. I've taught them the value of money. I've taught them compound interest. I've taught them about basically how to be frugal in certain aspects of their life, whether it's with bills, with mobile phone contracts, whatever it might be. These are all lessons that need to be passed on. These are all things that we're not taught at a state level at school. It's things that kids only learn by making mistakes. As far as the older generations go, it's a scary thought that older generations are potentially putting themselves at risk to help their children. I mean, it's fantastic that they're doing it. It's very, very altruistic. But, there has to be a better way. There has to be a better way than this. And yeah, look, there you go. It's endemic across the UK that if people are in this position where they can't pay their bills, then something needs to change. Maybe we need to look at the fact that these companies that are issuing the bills are making record profits. Maybe there needs to be a cap on the amount of profit that a company can actually extract from its customers. Now, I know that's an extreme measure, and it wouldn't be popular with shareholders. It wouldn't be popular with people that are pulling dividends and salaries that are 300 times that of a normal worker. Of course it won't be. But it might be the only way that the country can get its people back on its feet by not ripping them off anymore. by not letting companies rip us off anymore, by not letting companies put us in the position where we need to take out loans, where we need to struggle to pay our bills, where we need to, you know, put our companies into administration because we can't afford to run them because taxes and NI for businesses have gone through the roof, and you know, it's just endemic. What are your thoughts on this? It does feel, I guess, month on month, it feels to me that Britain is just becoming more and more broken. I am still researching my move abroad. Mrs. Harvey's now chirped in and said that she's not keen on Southeast Asia. I was watching a YouTube video on spiders, and one of the spiders there was in Thailand or somewhere like that. She's not a big fan of spiders, and she's under the impression that the second you move to Southeast Asia, or rather the second that she moves there, that all of the spiders in that continent are gonna kind of come out and try and live in the house. So, so there you go. So now that there are a few different options on the table now, I'll probably go into those on another video at some point. But look, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on how older generations are struggling with debt? To me, it all seems ridiculous, and it seems like we, and when I say we, I don't mean me and you, I mean we as in the UK, as an economy, as an institution, you know, we are failing our citizens massively. But look, let me know your thoughts. YouTube's going to put another video there. Give it a watch. Maybe do or maybe don't. It's entirely up to you. And like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell, all that jazz. Another video tomorrow. Goldman, peace out.